My name is Robert Christopher Wayne Weathers. I live at 3102 Center Hill Road, Acre, Mississippi, 38841. I am still under attack by Scientology. They just assaulted me in the thalamus. I was getting emotional. I was having an emotional response, and the thalamus is responsible for that. So they assaulted me in the thalamus. Then he did it again. He's trying to cause a scar. This guy that calls himself Mr. CIA man. Shit picker. I am in pain. I have a pain behind my eyes. So let me explain Scientology. There are more than 3 dimensions. This is a fact. There are 12 dimensions in total. These dimensions lie within the universe itself. It looks like inward expansion. That's why we can't see it. They call this place the inverse. We have biology there. Extra dimensional biology attached to us. A plethora of extra dimensional body parts and organs that you can't see while you are alive. The human genome produces a 12-dimensional humanoid with horns on our head. We are designed to survive in outer space. We can fly. We can do molecular transfer with our brain and central nervous system, or magic. Our skin glows, our eyes glow, and we can breathe fire. That is the human afterlife experience. We are Anunnakis. That is the human bloodline. Scientology is the practice of utilizing this extra dimensional biology before you die. They remove it from themselves, and they turn it into a biology that they can drive around. And they are remote controlled. There are people on Earth at this very moment driving these aliens around through the upper dimensions. A large percentage of these people have become hostile. This technology that they utilize has a narcotic-like effect upon the user. They interface devices and sensors and electrodes to their brain and central nervous system. Some of this technology records sensory perception input. It records sight, smell, taste, touch, hearing, and it allows for the creation of a hive mind. They link all of their minds together in a computer system, and this allows them to experience what each other experiences. It is a very sophisticated hive mind technology. Some of this technology stimulates brain and central nervous system tissue. They run energy through their neurons and their glands. This elevates neurochemicals and hormones such as dopamine, norepinephrine, serotonin, growth hormone, estrogen, testosterone. It has an extremely narcotic-like effect upon the user, and it is leading to some severe psychological issues within these people. They are psychotic, delusional, addicted, irritable, quick to become violent, jealous, petty, greedy. Toxic masculinity is rampant. They are experiencing something akin to roid rage, and they are murdering people. They experiment on humans. They traffic humans. They torture people, rape, molestation, mutilation. There is an entanglement property between our third dimension and our extra dimensions. If you remove a piece of extra dimensional tissue, no matter where you take it in the universe, it acts as if it's still there. What happens is our extra dimensions are created from the same particle that our third dimension is created from. You can't remove energy from the particles. The particle will be destroyed. So space-time warps and conforms to ensure this doesn't happen. So as the removed body part leaves you, no matter where it goes in the universe, Space-time in between you and that body part shrinks to zero. It warps space-time when you remove body parts from a human being, from any organism or any piece of matter, any particle. When you remove the extra dimensions, it warps space-time. They are using this entanglement property first as part of their hive mind technology. This allows the users to take their biology to facilities that house body parts and install them into a storage system, then link them to a computer system. They like to do their brain tissue this way, or sometimes they do the whole biology this way. So there are facilities on Earth housing biologies. This allows for the creation of a hive mind. It's hive mind technology, and it also acts as a command center so they can drive the rest of their body parts, the rest of their biology. So Anunnakis consist of 12 dimensions. These Scientologists like to cleave themselves every 3 dimensions and get a new biology to work with. So they wind up with 3 or 4 biologies in the upper dimensions that they can drive around. These biologies can't function properly in this state. They have to leave organs and tissues behind so the owner of the biology can survive. So you wind up with a whole bunch of biologies missing body parts, depending on how you want, what kind of aliens you want to create. They take organs and tissues from other humans and other species such as reptiles, insects, and worms. They make various alien forms, blue bloods, greens, grays, whites, and they make other various alien forms such as insectoids using insect body parts, reptoids or lizard people using lizard body parts, and they make worm people using worm body parts. They are body snatchers. Another practice they also do is they use human biology for transplants. There's one alien that has like 13 spleens. And they like to take the dark matter out and merge it with themselves. So they have all these transplants all over their biology. Some of them has extra brain tissue from other humans. Some of them has extra heart tissue, extra biology, extra organ tissues. It is a common practice for them to do this. They are body snatchers, stealing body parts from people. So this started for me over 13 years ago. I was a political activist on social media. I'm also an author. I'm part Native American, very politically active, and I wrote a lot. I had a lot of debates, some which involved religion, and I'm an atheist, or I'm agnostic. I've always been agnostic. I still am agnostic, even though I have all this knowledge of heaven at the moment. It's hedonism. A bunch of people playing God. They're aliens and dead people. Anunnakis. Someone decided to practice Scientology on me. They became attracted to my psychology. I was so intelligent. But some of them became irritable with me because they seen my debates. They seen me taking on the status quo, participating in politics. So they decided to install devices. And it became apparent quickly that they were invading my privacy, my privacy. They could see what I seen. They started using social media platforms to communicate with me. Fast Company made first contact. Vice and several other companies. Then the government came. They either took biology or they installed hive mind technology in my brain and started communicating with me. They told me they had found a device. But some of the people in the hive mind were hostile. They started harassing me right off the bat, talking about me not believing in God. They knew who God was. And some of them were just hostile off the bat. They have irritability syndrome. They know they had done something wrong. Hey, surprise, you're hearing voices, seeing things. Then they turned the hive mind technology off. It wasn't long they started stealing my intellectual property. People writing books, magazine articles, or blogs, and even my Facebook and YouTube algorithms and internet ad algorithms were portraying the things that I was doing in private. My literature, my hobbies, my behaviors, my buying patterns. Then I fell violently ill. I could feel things stuck inside of me, deep inside of my ear and my head. My whole head swelled up, my face swelled up. I started going to the hospital to try to get it out, but the x-rays turned up nothing. It was all extra dimensional foreign objects, devices and torture devices, and worms, parasites, things they were doing to me from the upper dimensions. Either they had my biology in their possession and they were sticking things in my upper dimensional biology. No matter if it's at a different location, you still experience it in the third dimension because of the time, space, change, conformity. Or they were down here on my third dimension sticking stuff inside of me. Then one day, they turned the hive mind technology back on. Then they took biology, they took brain tissue out. Then they took even more out while they harassed me, berated me, premeditated my death. They told me they was going to murder me. They started doing my animals and my family the same way. Then it turned into experimentation and a snuff film. They wanted all of my body parts for transplant purposes and for surrogate making purposes. This technology gives them the ability to drive other people's biologies that are not their own. They can drive your biology if they remove it from you, convert it into an alien. They can drive it also. Even brain tissue. They can access neurology and the rest of your biology. I'm being harassed. Well, they watched me write and create. And every time I come up with a new idea, they would steal more brain tissue. They were trying to put my intelligence on another human being or somehow harness my intelligence, my ability to create, my ability to write literature. And they put it in their machines. They tried to operate it. They tried to drive my brain tissue, experience it for themselves, utilize it for themselves. Then it turned into a snuff film. They started experimenting on me. how is he doing this? So every time I'll create or write a little bit, they would remove more brain tissue. They would watch my brain function and they would assault it. Then they started assaulting me in other biology, other body parts. They started removing all of my biology, harassing me as they did it. They filled me full of worms, extra dimensional parasites, and just left them there. Then they would drive them through me and assault my organs and tissues in my brain. And I still have parasites to this day. Extra dimensional parasites. They won't take them out. Now I have very little biology left. And they assault me in it constantly. If I use something, they assault me there. If I masturbate, they assault my sexual organs. If I have an emotional response, they assault me in the thalamus. If I sleep, if I go to sleep, they assault me in the neurons in my brain tissue. They don't want me to sleep either. They are jealous and petty and don't want me to succeed. They don't want me to have any kind of pleasure or feel good in any way. On top of that, they are taking my extra dimensions and the pieces they are not using for transplants or surrogate purposes. They are torturing them badly, filling them full of worms, torture devices, putting them in acid, locking them out of entropy, making them fall through space-time, doing all kinds of bad things to it. And I have to experience it. And if it's being artificially stimulated upon death, I will have to experience it in the afterlife. They're trying to send me to hell, make my afterlife suffering because of roid rage. This technology is narcotic. It has a narcotic-like effect upon these users. It gets them high. It elevates neurochemicals and hormones and is leading to irritability syndrome and roid rage. Their elevated dopamine and testosterone levels are making them violent. Then there is their addictive behavior. They have become addicted to putting gear in people's brains. These marketing companies, social media, the FBI, the CIA, the military, they are all addicted to surveillance technologies, using this technology on the public en masse. Some of them have surrogate farms. They are addicted to stealing extra dimensional biology from the public for surrogate purposes and for transplant purposes. They are addicted to it. I'm being harassed. Because this technology has a narcotic-like effect upon the user. I am sick. My animals are sick. I'm weak. I have brain fog. I stay in pain constantly. I can't sleep. They are torturing me to death. This is torture. Home invasion, stalking, torture, mutilation, and murder. They have done the same thing to my animals' biology. They have took their extra dimensions and have filled them full of parasites and torture devices, locked them out of entropy, put them in acid, or they have done something to them, making it impossible for them to undo what they had done. And these aliens are big compared to us. They are gigantic, the size of planets or solar systems. Some of them have even grown to the size of the universe. It's just a piece of biology. Piece parts creatures. They killed Enoch. Enoch was giant. They wanted him as a surrogate, so they killed him. Enoch is real. He's in the Anunnaki, but he's dead. He's a surrogate now because they wanted to drive. And these people aren't very old. They have been in the upper dimensions. They're aliens. The oldest ones are 30, 40 years old. And they have gotten gigantic. They grow bigger the longer they are in outer space. This started in the 60s. Scientology started in the 50s and 60s. I'm sick. I'm being tortured at this very moment.